Hello, bright blessings, gorgeous souls. Welcome to Ascension to Love with Alice, a return to union. We are here today to do a reading for the super new moon in Gemini on the 10th, on Thursday the 10th of June. It's not only a super new moon, it is also a full solar eclipse. Right, so it's that ring of fire energy. It's a marking point in this wonderful eclipse gateway that we're in, which started with the first lunar eclipse when this is getting recorded about a week ago now. And we're about midway through, so this video here is going to be for the upcoming solar eclipse on June the 10th. We're going to be looking in this video at how this eclipse gateway is really serving us, how it's helping us. We're going to look at the solar eclipse itself. We're also going to look at this super moon portal as well, because it all kind of ties in on, although we're in this 2-week period of this gateway, surrounded by various retrogrades, which you can see individual videos for on my channel as well. The last super full moon that we have of the season will be the following 2 weeks later, so around the 24th. So in fact, we do have this extension of this portal, so it's going to be really interesting to delve into the energies that the angels, star beings of light and love want to bring through to help us with this gateway, with this journey, with this process, right? There is much shifting. We are really able to create something spectacular in this space and time. So without further ado, I am going to get started. So if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, thank you so much for being here. Do remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get notified when we have new videos for the retrogrades and for Angelic Guidance that comes out. If you are watching this on my Instagram or my Facebook channel, thank you so much for following, for liking there as well. Do feel very welcome to join us in the Isis Dream Temple, where magic meets mystery. That is our gorgeous Facebook group where we have card pulls, lots of guidance, and it's really just a fantastic upbeat energy place. We do talk a lot about the feminine mysteries in there and many other things as well. So let's have a little look here, and thank you so much for everyone that chooses to exchange energy with me by way of donation. It really helps me just create the space and time to do these videos, so I really do appreciate that as well. But without further ado, let's have a little look here. So first I'm going to ask for the energy of let's have a look at this solar eclipse first. So we're going to pull out the energy for the solar eclipse coming up on the 10th of June. We're going to work with the beautiful dragons here and just see what they wish to say about this. So let's see here. We have the deep blue dragon. So this is one of Archangel Michael's dragons here. We've got the blue galactic dragon. Blue is clearly a theme coming through. And then we've got the fire dragon. Are we having one more? Yes, we are. We've got the crystal yellow dragon as well. Okay, this is our crown chakra coming in. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's have a little look here. We have the deep blue dragon. So this is very much, I just actually want to bring our attention here. We've got deep blue dragon, which is very clear and very protective. We also have fire dragon here as well. So both of these dragons are very, very, very in the clearing of energy space, right? So deep blue dragon is very much about knowing that your path is golden, right? It's about moving from that blueprint to the gold print. We hear that phrase quite a bit these days, which is really incredible, because that's very much what it's about, what our ascension process is about. Now, eclipse gateways, eclipse portals, they're very, very relevant for numerous reasons, but one of them is because in that space and time, like, eclipses are meant to disrupt the life. They're meant to kind of shake things up a little bit, because what happens with the first eclipse, which is what we had a week ago, is that was kind of like the first opening chapter of this new book of your life, right? Of things that we are able to really look into. And through that space of time, we're able to kind of delve into deeper chapters, deeper understandings of ourselves and actually what our soul wants. Now, what I love about Deep Blue Dragon coming in here is that this is very much about allowing you to feel comfortable and safe, knowing that even though there are disruptions, that's meant to be, because things have to shake away, things have to move away that do not serve you anymore, that aren't serving your highest path, to create space for what is coming, right? And, you know, we have Dark Blue Galactic Dragon coming in here as well. Alpha Dragon on the bottom of the deck. We've got Dark Blue Galactic Dragon coming in here. I love Galactic Dragon. I call him Dream Dragon sometimes because he comes through in my dreams a lot. And I know my my dream teacher laughs a little bit at that, but the Galactic Dragon is very much about helping you hear the energies of the universe, right, of the cosmos. You know, this is bigger than our planet, right? And about igniting your codes, your master codes, right, helping you remember. So, you know, you will be feeling that connection to more beings of light, whether they be angels, archangels, or in fact star beings, spirit guides, new spirit guides coming in. I know personally I've had a new spirit guide make themselves very presently known to me in such a powerful, majestic way, actually carrying a lot of this alpha masculine energy here for me personally. But the reason why I share that is because, you know, they are they're coming through because we've been doing the work, right? We've been doing the work, we've been able to receive more light and then make further connections with higher frequency beings. And that is what is happening with this solar eclipse coming up, right? It's, you know, and I love here is like literally capturing the stardust, and that's what this solar eclipse is going to be about, right? With that energy coming in from the sun, from all the suns that we're working with in this universe right now, but also pairing it with that subtlety of the inner workings. And that's what really is going to be happening here, because the moon is going to be going across the pathway, that alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth. You know, it's, oh sorry, the earth is going to be going across the pathway, right? Sun, earth, moon, because it's, oh no, I was right the first time. Sorry. Sun, moon, earth, because it's that new moon, right? So with that new moon solar eclipse, you know, we're really able to kind of tap in, it feels, to a lot of what has been veiled, what has been kind of hidden within us, what it hasn't been time to actually allow it to come out, because we haven't necessarily been ready for it, right? But, you know, as this happens, we have deep blue dragon clearing the pathway here, protecting our pathway. We've got fire dragon allowing any lower energies, anything that's being disrupted, to come up and to be cleared, healed, released, right? With that extra light coming in. And then we've got this crystal yellow dragon, which is all about your higher learning, your wisdom, your crown chakra, your higher spiritual path. So what I love here is that we've got this kind of like clearing energy, then receiving energy, then clearing energy, then once again receiving energy, all in line with this alpha dragon, which is that divine masculine energy. It's that power of creation. It's kind of like that. I love here, he's got this golden quill, and look at that, it is actually a solar eclipse. It's that ring of fire. Look, I've never noticed that before. And so that's a really, really prominent and potent message here, because this is exactly what we're reading for, right? It really is about destroying the old, visualizing the new, manifesting your new world here with that masculine energy. And that's, you know, that's that sun's influence, that sun and that brand new moon, that dark moon, right? And how they merge together and how they are going to work together in this energy. I'm going to pull some more dragons, actually, because I want to see, should we pull dragons? Or no, you know what, let's work with the moonology cards. Let's have a look at how this Eclipse Gateway is actually really going to be able to serve us, okay? Let's see how, oh, hello. So we've got the energy is gaining momentum. We've got that waxing moon energy coming in. We've got that new moon eclipse. Of course we have, because we are reading for the eclipses. Okay. We've got that cardinal moon. Okay, and then we've got supermoon, of course, because it is. You know, you can't make it up, can you? We are in supermoon season. We do have this new moon eclipse. You know, when we're looking at how it's going to be impacting us, it's like it's not just one aspect of life that is going to be able to get rewritten here. I mean, we do have that influence with the Gemini sun, with how Gemini may fall in your natal chart and things like that. But what's really fascinating here is that, you know, each images of the moon in these cards, you know, there's a lot of that pinky purple here. And, you know, the first moon was a blood moon, right? So the lunar eclipse from last week was a blood moon, right? But look here, you know, this part is illuminated, none of it is illuminated here, it's behind, a different part of the moon is illuminated here, all is illuminated here. It's very much about this whole gateway here. It's kind of like, you know, we're getting a little bit of the chapter, a little bit of the piece of the puzzle, and then, you know, that veiling is happening again, and then a different side, a different aspect to the puzzle, a different bit of wisdom, influence, insight is coming in, and, you know, it's kind of all piecing together, right? And it's kind of like, you know, how's this playing its role, you know, it is very intense in the way that you know, we do feel it all in this space and time. We do feel all this energy coming in, and it's kind of like, wow, that's a lot to manage, that's a lot to handle, that's a lot to integrate, but we are able to do it. And we've got the dragons really supporting that as well. And, you know, if you check in with the reading that we did for the lunar eclipse, it's always fun to actually go back and watch these videos in hindsight as well, just to kind of help piece together what is continuing to happen, because once again, it's a continuous flow of energy, right? So what's really, really wonderful here is, you know, we may experience like something, you know, maybe around the start of that, you know, maybe last week, this week, we may have experienced a little bit of contrast and a little bit of expansion. And then, you know, when this video is getting released, you might actually feel a little bit more expansion, maybe a contrast in another area. And then once again, maybe something may get shaken up a little bit in a completely different area again, because we're seeing those different faces of the moon. And the moon is that inner workings, right? And, you know, paired with all the retrogrades that we are having, they're very much there to support us in seeing what we really want to address, but we've maybe hidden away, we've maybe pushed to the side, we've maybe too busy doing our day-to-day to notice them, and now it's time to actually look at them, and if it's ready to clear it, because once again, as Galactic Dragon brings in, you know, it's about listening to, and Crystal Yellow Dragon, it's about, you know, really walking that higher spiritual path. It's really clearing away what doesn't serve, and having the faith that when it feels like the ground is shaky, to know that it's not shaky, it's just, it's okay to be a little bit afraid when things are getting a little bit kind of wobbly, but just know that, you know, we can still feel stable and secure. You know, if the ground wobbles, what do? We go closer to the ground, right? And that's really important here, because, you know, we're not always that used to connecting with our subtle body. We're not always that used to connecting with our emotions and recognizing them. We're in a society where we hide that away, and moons really help bring that out within us, right? You know, it's the inner workings, it's that feminine energy as well, right? And there's been so much desecration of the feminine energy, to the point where sometimes it even extends to people wanting to desecrate the moon, and you're just like, no, this is understandable, because there is all this fear around this feminine energy coming up, right? But it's all perfect, it's all divine, it's all giving us the opportunity to look at what fears we may have and how they may wish to project, right? And when we experience those, and when we allow that energy to run through, we get to balance the light with the waves of emotion, right? And then look, we have the bigger picture coming in here, and not just in a bigger sense, but, you know, we really get to see the full face of the moon, right? And I love how this is culminating here with the last full moon. So do make sure you are subscribed and you do have notifications on for wherever you're watching this, because you know, that last super full moon that we have at the end of June is going to be mighty powerful, and it's really going to connect all the dots here for this full eclipse season, and very much relating to this solar eclipse that we have here. So yeah, we've got end of a tough cycle approaches, right? So you know, what's really interesting about that is that this, I feel, is very much on a global scale as well. I mean, we'd have to check in with the weekly angelic guidance that I do, so do check out those short videos as we look into the energies for each week to see how this is going to manifest here. But that end of a tough cycle approaches moon, that full moon in Capricorn energy, is very much about, okay, right, what have we been facing in the outer world, in the inner world, what's been going on? Okay, well, what we know is that, you know, this is all to help kind of ease and create new energy, new foundations, right? And what's wonderful about this Capricorn energy is, you know, it can be seen as a bit of a masculine energy. I mean, it does have the tail of the mermaid, right, allowing that flow, which can kind of you know, kind of be contradictory with the earth sign of Capricorn, but at the same time as well, it's a nice balance, right? And it can really help us stay grounded whilst all this energy is coming in, right? But, you know, whatever has been difficult, whatever has been tough in the very earthly realms of things, you know, goals, world, political organizations, structures, those type of things, they're going to start to crumble a lot. And the work that we're doing in this month of June, especially through the eclipses, is really going to help dissolve what needs to, so that we can rebuild these more powerful, more beautiful foundations. So now we've looked at the solar eclipse. Now we've looked at the actual eclipse gateway in the eclipse portal. What may be challenging us through this space of time? What do we need to be aware of here? Like, what trip lines may there be? You know. Okay, so we've got that break the chain. So we've got this ancestral pattern, this healing. Okay, and this is a phenomenal card as well, because you know, there's so much quantum healing that is out and about. You know, if you resonate with me, you may want to inquire about doing some quantum healing, which is where we actually do healing with the soul, right? You know, we do the healing with the soul in the Akashic records, clear on your karma, right, to make this process a lot easier. So we can do that on a one-to-one level, or even the Rebirthing the Goddess program, that anchoring in the divine feminine light is a fantastic, and look at that priestess, really reaffirm this message that is coming through right now. You know, if you're called to that, it is a phenomenal course that is it's got 24 classes, or eight weeks of content in there. But the reason why I bring it up is because, you know, each week has a class, a quantum healing, and a soul alignment. So you've got one clearing on the past, right, for each archetype. So if you've got mother wounded, we clear on that. If you've got priestess wounded, persecution wounded, sisterhood wounded, if you've got sexual wounded, you know, in any of the energetic, spiritual, etc. planes, you know, we clear on that in the quantum healing. We help remember, okay, and we actually realign to our highest potential so that we can really tap into the sovereign aspect rather than the wounded or distorted. So it's really incredibly powerful, and it's the price of one quantum session, so it's incredibly cost effective and affordable. But why I feel that's being brought up here is because we may feel a little bit triggered here. You know, we may get tripped up along this. We've got this ancestral patterns coming in here, you know, family dynamics, old patterns and woundings, that procrastination may come in to stop us wanting to move forward, right? And we don't want to do that, so prepare yourself. We really want to break through it this time, because we don't have to repeat it again, you know, and we will do if we don't kind of look at it how we're meant to, and that's okay. You know, everyone's on their own individual timeline, but, you know, if we have the opportunity to do it this time, let's get it done, you know. Let's get it done. We've got this have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious, this play card. You know, we have to remember to enjoy ourselves, right? To enjoy ourselves, but also at the same time, we want to be able to balance the play, the fun, so that we're not kind of bypassing the work that we also need to do as well, right? We want to be able to acknowledge and to feel and to see the emotions that are coming up, whatever is coming up, so that we can work with it to clear and to heal. You know, alcohol is a very good thing to avoid right now. Avoiding the alcohol, if you do like a drink or a glass of wine with your meal or anything like that, this space and time throughout the month of June, if you can avoid it, please do, because it will help so much to keep those energy fields clear. You know, spirits are called spirit for a reason, right? We don't need to invite anything else in there that is not necessary at this time. And we have this priestess energy as well. So, you know, you may get triggered by, because these are trip ups, right? Potential trip ups. So you may get triggered by, you know, your own fear of, you know, being afraid of your own power, right? What you actually have within you, right? That divine energy within you that is so ready to move forward and to take the lead here. You may get tripped up by sisterhood wounding. So that's kind of competition, jealousy, that type of ego, kind of like getting distracted by what other people are doing. Bring it back into yourself, you guys, right? Bring it in and lead with that servant-heartedness, because that's how we get around that. That's how we start to be able to clear on that, is to, if we are getting triggered, to actually ask ourselves what is being triggered here. What is the actual root of it? Is it the other person, or is it something within ourselves? You'll find that it is always something within ourselves, right? Because people mirror outwardly. And that's part of leading through this, right? It is time for us to lead, right? You know, if you're watching this, it is time for you to lead. And that can be scary, right? That can be scary because maybe we've been persecuted in the past. You know, we've had lifetimes and lifetimes of limiting beliefs and, you know, being of servitude, but being kind of in the lack and the scarcity of it. It's time to break that once and for all, you know. And look at that, the crumbling is on the bottom of the deck. So this really is like, it's a tower moment space, right? And that can be hard for some people, but really the tower moments are some of the best moments that we have, because they really allow those structures that have been built up without our consent and permission, really. They've been built up in our lives, around our lives, by everyone else, by previous generations, and by societal expectations and things like that. And it's time to take it down brick by brick, right? And then once we do that, oh wow, how much land do we have? How fertile is that soil? What we can do wonders with that space, right? So let's have a look here. We're going to pull some guidance, because we know what's coming through with the with a solar eclipse right now. We know how this whole eclipse season is going to impact us. We know where we might get tripped up. So how can we best optimize this, right? What's the optimal kind of timeline here for us? Let's have a look. We have Diana coming in here with that focused intention, right? So focus is going to be really, really key, whether you resonate more with Artemis or Diana. It's that Huntress energy, right? You really want to tap into that. Once again, we cover the Huntress in the Rebirth and the Goddess program. It's an incredible program. So do, if it resonates, have a little look at it. If it's not for you, that's fine as well. But, if you're looking for something to do with the Divine Feminine, this would be it, you guys. And the work that we do with the Huntress energy is phenomenal in that we have Pele with that divine passion, yes, and let that fire energy, let that heart's true desire come through, right, with that focus and that passion. Yeah, we bring peace. Look at that, birthing the new, right? And this is the most optimal space and time. This is the most optimal thing here, and Bridget on the bottom of the deck. Don't back down. That beautiful, she really does emphasize that inner flame here. And, that Bridget energy is so, so powerful, as are all of these, in their own right. But that Bridget energy, it really is that inner flame. Look, sure, you've got Diana here. It's that focus, right? Keep your eyes on the prize, and that prize is you and your higher self, living your bliss, living your joy, living your abundance, writing your story, concluding it with a massive smile, happily ever after type of thing. That's what this space and time has to offer us, to be in alignment with our divine passion. So everything that we do, whatever our soul's passion is, even if you don't know what that is, maybe it's time to book an angelic guidance or get an email reading just to help you delve into that a little bit more. But if you do know what that is, this is about as well not having to scrap and not having to worry about whether you're going to get reimbursed and have the financial means to live that divine passion every day. This isn't about kind of living the mundane life. This is about clearing everything so that you can create the foundation so that you are living your divine passion every single day. And when you do that, you are of such great service to everyone, to yourself and to everyone around you. And, it brings such a great peace when you have someone in such alignment. Look at this, we've got dolphins in the back with that joy, right? This Irene here, Irene. There's no need to worry. And that's what happens here when you pair these two together, that air and that fire, and this could be fire energy as well, but I'm looking at her as kind of more air. But this is definitely that fire energy here. There's definitely no need to worry. It's the calmness, the initiation waters here. They've been traversed, right? You literally get to create what it is that your soul has designed for you, right? Start to move into alignment with that north node on your chart, right? Your astral chart. And with Bridget coming in here, really don't back down. You have to be your biggest cheerleader here. This is about you, right? Because when you are focusing on you, focusing on your, on really creating that space, and the focus for you in this space and time, although you may be someone who wants to give to many, many people with your heart, and that's kind of what you live for, that's okay as well. But you can't do that from an empty cup, right? You need to fill up your own cup first, and you do that by making sure that your root chakra is stable and balanced, right, with that masculine and that feminine energy, pairing them both together in beautiful unison. Because when you do that, and you make sure that you have what you need, you've got your material needs met, you've got your your bodily needs met, the foods that you need, and bills paid and things like that. It releases so much stress. You don't need to have to worry about that type of stuff. And this space in time is a wonderful time to look at that endings and beginnings. And we've got another eclipse here, right? Once again, we've got that solar eclipse coming in. There is a massive ending and a massive beginning coming in the most incredible way. We've got to release the old in order to make way for the new, and it is time. That is what these eclipses are bringing, specifically these eclipses. You guys, this is such a wonderful reading. It really is, because there is so much potential here. There is so much potential. And we're not going to have another another blood moon that we had last week. We're not going to have another one of those till 2033, 2033, somewhere around there. So it's a long space of time. So the energy that is coming through is incredibly profound, right? It's incredibly profound and an incredibly fertile time, right? And that's what this solar eclipse is actually going to bring is that it's going to bring a massive closure to a chapter, right? Especially if you're following this guidance. And the most wonderful, magical of seeds will be able to be planted, you know. Going to be so wonderful, so divine, so beautiful souls. I bid you all so much love. Thank you so much for being here. Feel very welcome to like, share, comment, reach out to me. I love reading your emails when you do reach out. My email address is in the link below, in the description box below, as is all other information for my offerings, my sacred offerings, and courses and whatnot. If they do resonate, just give me a shout. And I look forward to seeing you either on the next video or in my Facebook group. Okay, so once again, that link is also down below. It's called the Isis Dream Temple, where magic meets mystery. It's such an honor to be with you. I love you all so much. Happy eclipse, you guys. Happy eclipse. So much love. Bye.